Alright, I'm going to be recording your coaching now. Take a look at the replay of you versus the Vayne. So, I take a look at your runes already. So you got second rune Revitalize. You got health per level. I think flat health, probably just because you're against Vayne top. You basically win as much early game strength as possible. It's probably better. Honestly, if you get away with the scaling health, go for it. Honestly, fine with that. I think it becomes better after, like, what, level, like, 7? So, if you could get away with it, go for it. If not, like, I would just go flat health for me, personally.
30 seconds until
Just because Vayne top is, like, such a hard matchup and it is so close to whether or not you can beat him. Probably set something with Lily, or Lily is on bot side.
minions have spawned.
So, watching your jungler's thing. I would be careful about running through here because if Vayne's sitting in the bush, you could take a lot of poke on the way to lane. I would actually walk with your minions on the way to lane. And if Vayne is sitting in this bush, if she pokes you from the bush as you're walking the lane, she like auto cues or whatever. Like auto cue auto. Ward the bush so she can't use the bush to use the fog of war. That way you can keep her from freezing the wave on you level 1. So here, I'm glad that you're not auto-attacking. That way the Vayne can't hold a freeze, because honestly, Vayne can hold a freeze from level 1. You're getting to lethal tempo Vayne. That's good. PTA is way harder. Alright, PTA or Fleet Vayne is like way harder to play against. Good trade. The only thing I would say about this spin is that when you place your spin, you start from a little bit further back. Get like maybe one step more forward before starting your spin, because you see how you end up like to the side of her because she juked here. If you spin through her, then she would be below you and you can get a few more auto attacks. So in this case, you should auto attack and then just take a step back. She has no Q right now. Taking the extended trade is actually beneficial for her since she can chase you down with her passive. So here, if she wards the bush, which she does, she can get more damage on the back end. Your wave shoving into her, this could end up being bad for you. We'll take a look. So you hit level 2 first. Now, when you hit level 2 first, you see how she's backing away? That's the appropriate response. But you just walked over here. So when you hit level 2, you should be anticipating hitting level 2. So here, you should position your character instead of like right here. You should position up here. Auto attack and be in a position to spin on this Vayne when you hit level 2. That way you can get a big trade on her. So you auto attacked and then you started walking sideways. So when I see this, you're losing control of your character a bit. You're not taking advantage of level 2 to level 1 on Vayne. She just now realized you at level 2, like a full half second later, and now she's running away. The instant you hit level 2, if you take advantage of that spike, you can actually get a trade here. Honestly, I would even burn Ghost, spin on her, and force her to use Ghost, and use that pressure to force this wave in, and then now she's going to be down Ghost. And you're probably going to get a big trade on her. So don't be scared to use summer spells early to get good wave position. Because right here, like now you're taking the trade when you're almost level 3. Look at your wave. How the hell are you going to get any damage on Vayne with her being this close to turret? This is a terrible spot to be in. You want to get that second wave all the way into turret. You want to take more trades and use your spin going further into her. That way your spin damages the whole wave so you push in. If you end up in this spot against Vayne, there's a chance that you just die. Okay, so you ghost to her. Okay, it's not terrible. It's not terrible. The bad thing is you're losing more experience than she is. In this situation, you're already down 1 minion of experience. and the wave is like not in the like you're actually gonna look. You have more minions alive than she does. So, oh man, and you missed the cannon XP. It's pretty bad. So your wave shoving in, she's gonna be able to get back in time. It's not terrible, but it's not great either. You can probably get away with this position. That being said, trying to kill Vayne before her first back when she grabs boots and starts grabbing the cutting tools. My bird is going crazy, by the way. She can tell when I'm coaching because I've got a coaching voice. But, yeah. So she always goes crazy with the coachings. But, yeah. So, not the best. So she's going to be up experience on you after this. And you're down both some, so she doesn't really have to worry about your all-in. Here, don't be scared to take damage going for minions. Like, so you have no spin here, right? So it's fine to give up that minion, but you shouldn't give up this minion while you have spin. Like, you can walk up and auto-attack and spin right now and grab that minion. And if she autos you, that's fine. You're going to be able to get away. Like, both of you have boots. Rip. So you went for it, but yeah, your spin is just out of range. They messed with the hitbox 3 patches ago. I think 3 patches ago that would have hit, but no, it doesn't, is what it is. So she has had 6 stacks of lethal tempo this whole from here. She has 6 stacks of lethal tempo this whole time. In order for you to get more gold, you're gonna have to put pressure. So in Teemo, Gnar, Vayne, you know, any range matchup, if you don't have the pressure of all-inning, then they can free poke you all day. So if you take too much damage going for these minions, then you're not going to have the pressure. So here's what I would do. I would give probably 3 or 4 of these, soak up the experience, don't take damage, use your potion, then walk up when a couple of these minions are low enough to just auto-spin, build them a Fury, and fight her. You got to let her lethal stacks drop because, I mean, you've got 0, she's got 6. You can't fight her now. If you fight her now while you have 0 and she has 6, she's going to own you. So you don't let the lethal stacks drop ever, and yeah, because you took so much damage, now Vayne never has to worry about you all-inning her. So what that means is that you spin in, she knows she beats you, and she could just stand there and fight you, and you die. So the less health you have, the more aggressive she could be, since you have less of a chance to all-in. So by playing more aggressive, you can actually make her play more passive. But yeah, taking the bet, like, yeah, honestly, she could just fight you there, straight up. She backed off a little bit too much. It was a mistake from her, because she still has E. Okay, here, we need to make use of your experience, right? So we're in the spot where we sustained up enough, the Vayne didn't punish you like she should. So we're getting away with this. Good. So what we should do is we should push in really hard for level 6. So right here, you fished for a W. That's exactly what you should do. Here's the thing. Spin on the Vayne first. Ghost. Force her to use her E. Position so you don't get E'd into the wall. And then W after all that's done. And then she's dead 100% of the time here. So, when you level up, your Ghost is going to have 1% more move speed, which does make a difference, by the way. Because Vayne has less base move speed than you already. So you have 15 more base move speed. And you're going to have an extra 1% from Ghost. Which is going to equate to like 3 or 4 extra move speed, which is huge, by the way, going into her. So you spin on her, you save your W for when she's sure running away. So she's going to turn around for 2 things. 1, to auto attack, and 2, to use her E. You spin on her instead of Wing right when you hit 6. And you know you're hitting 6. So like right here, you can spin right now knowing that you're going to hit 6 off of this minion, and you can position maybe slightly lower. That way the bottom half of your spin hits. You spin on Vayne from this position. She Qs away. You ghost on her. She E's you. And then you look for that W. Because you can time it way easier when she doesn't have her E up. But yeah, she actually faced towards you when you hit 6 because she was using her E. Wait to use that E. Spin on her. Spin above. That way you're not right up against this wall. And you're good. So you still kill her, by the way. Because right now she has no E. You don't have W. But yeah, she has no Q here. I think you got scared because you saw the Kha'Zix. But this is worth. So if you kill Vayne, you deny all these minions. And even if it's 1-for-1 where Kha'Zix gets it, you want to be ahead of Vayne. You don't care that the Kha'Zix gets slightly ahead from this and picks up the wave. This is worth. So you need to dive the Vayne right now. There's no reason to ward. You're full fury with the wave crashing in. She has no E. She doesn't have ult. You can walk up and she dies. No counterplay from Vayne. You just walk at her. She's not going to want to run outside of her turret range because she wants to use the turret to kite around with. But what's going to happen is that's going to allow you to walk up melee range on her since she wants to stick on her turret. And then you ghost on her and she's dead because you have spin and she does not have her E. So instead of warding for the Kha'Zix, you already know he's below you. But if you're walking with the wave and he's not right there that second, the Vayne's dead. So you miss out on a kill here. So now she has her E back up, and then you go in. It's too late. You missed your opportunity. Now she had 6. You have to take advantage of the level advantage. So that's twice this game. You could have taken the level advantage and really ran away with it. You have to understand your experience bar and abuse it. Because when you gain a level, you gain all those extra stats, and you get that extra point in your ability. And for Tryndamere, that's huge. Because you gain so much attack damage from like leveling up Q, for example. You just have to use that for brawlers. And then you get ganked by the Kha'Zix anyways. Here's the thing. Probably at this point, you don't know whether Kha'Zix has flash or not. But you know Vayne doesn't have flash. So you could have taken the kill against Vayne earlier. But now we're 1v2 against the Kha'Zix and Vayne. You're probably going to spin on Kha'Zix, he flashes, and now you're dead. I think. And this is terrible because you ghosted to kill Kha'Zix. You burn Kha'Zix flash. But now Vayne has ghost advantage on you. So this ruins your rest of your lane. So now you need your jungler. Whereas before you could have made the play without him. Alright, so let's take a look at this. Is this rough? Okay. So Vayne's taking a recall. She's sitting on 1,500 gold. So right now she's 500 gold ahead of you. Honestly, not too bad. You missed a lot of minions in her turret to go for the W on Vayne. If you're going to go for that stop on Vayne, by the way, go for it. Don't half-ass it. Because if you stop her, that prevents her from getting that big buy with her golden advantage she just got on you. And you have Zerker's advantage on her. Now you won't be able to kill her because she has Ghost, but keep her in lane without spending all the gold, very worth. Okay, so you're forcing a roam because you got the wave kind of in a bad spot here. Honestly, Vayne doesn't freeze this forever because it's too close to her turret, but you still do lose a lot of experience about this. So stay mid, it's a little bit greedy, but honestly, your Zed's 0-2. Your Zed, at this point, is going to have a better chance of farming versus Vayne than you do. And you can actually kill Katarina. So you should straight up ask for a lane swap. So stay mid, shove this, and shove the next wave. Looks like perfect. So he doesn't have ult. He doesn't have flash. You have ult. He's dead here. So when you roamed in, you watched this Kha'Zix, right? So you're walking in, you have your screen panned over here, I'm assuming. And you saw the Kha'Zix use his ulti. Oh wait, no, you saw Kha'Zix use his ulti here. Yeah, he literally used both his ultimates literally in front of you. So you definitely saw, he used on you, not for the Zed. And you know he has no flash since you just burnt it. So if you're able to walk up melee for him, so just walk up melee and start auto-attacking him, and then when he E's away, then you W and you spin on him. And then he's dead. He has no ult, he has no E, no counterplay versus you. And then you kill him and you're right back in the game. Zed is already heading top. This is really good for you. Kill the Kha'Zix here. You know Katarina just backed, and that's why he was covering the wave. He has hardly any mana, so when he E's, he's gonna have mana for 1 Q. So instead of auto spinning away, auto and just dive him. He's dead. Know the cooldowns. Abuse cooldowns. So that's twice now. So you didn't abuse the cooldown from Kha'Zix R here, and then Vayne's Condemn, you didn't abuse this either. Vayne's Condemn, 20-second cooldown. Kha'Zix R, you know, it's like 100 seconds. Like it's like super long. So like definitely abuse cooldowns for free kills. That's what Tryndamere's really good at. Tryndamere's a simple champion with kind of complicated movements to stick on top of your opponent, right? And that's a difficulty of Tryndamere, is sticking on top of your opponent really well. But like Tryndamere's one of the best champions at like when their opponent doesn't have cooldowns, you go. And he actually let you walk up and auto-attack him here, hit even space. Which is really bad from Kha'Zix. So you're going back top, but really you want to stay mid. So if you're going to go back top, you're like going back to catch the wave, right? This is griefing. You should go and try to path to kill the Vayne with the Zed, if you're going to do this. But honestly, I don't think this is worth, because Vayne has both sums, and you know that. Since you and Vayne flashed at the same time before at like level 3 or whenever you fought her, and then you use flash here, so you know she has it and you don't, and you also don't have ghost and you know she does since you haven't seen her use it, and you used it before when you try to kill the Kha'Zix top. So your ghost burned Kha'Zix flash, and then you need to abuse that here. You got a good slow. A little bit of an early ult there. So this is a 1-for-1. This is not worth overall because Katarina just denied your a whole wave mid. Your Zed used flash for her ghost flash. That's pretty good. But then she's gonna get plates here. If you're gonna make this work, you gotta go for plates up here. Like just ward over the wall if you think Kha'Zix might be coming. You do have ward. So Katarina got 2 plates mid, almost the 3rd one, and she's getting dragon. Frizz play at top. I think the more consistent play is just keeping the lane swap. Because I think you can get a kill on Katarina because she has no flash. Or she didn't at the time. Yeah, you don't want to be up against Vayne. Like, honestly, if you're against a Vayne and your mid laner can do a better job against Vayne than you, absolutely swap. Just go mid Tryndamere for that game even. Because Tryndamere actually does really well against Katarina. Or like, her burst or whatever isn't really enough to deal with Tryndamere's like base stats, and then you have sustain. So she can't really poke you. And then it looks like Zed's having a rough time, right? Alright, so you have ult in 10 seconds, or 11 seconds. You have Ghost, and she doesn't. You need to abuse this. So, she has no Q. She just used it back, and then walked forward towards you. You need to spin on her. Your ult is in 6 seconds, but she's not going to kill you in 6 seconds. Like, she's going to kill you in, like, 8, 9 auto attacks. Okay, now like you took too much damage, so now you don't have the pressure to all in her, because she can burn your ulti with auto, Q, and then another auto attack, and then E you away. After proccing your ult, and then she could just, you know, cut around with her invisibility shit. You gotta set the all-in basically instantly. You ghost. She doesn't have ghost or flash. You look to kill. So here, honestly, what I would have done, I would have walked up, and I would have waited. Honestly, even to give her another plate. Wait until these minions, like, wait until your cooldown, your ult is coming back up. Give up 2 or 3 minions, and then go for the pressure on her, and then you can get the kill. And you 100% kill her since, like, you have Ghost and she doesn't. It's 15 seconds of 34% move speed. She can't compete with that. But when you have no health, this becomes way harder. So you're pinging for assistance, but you could have done this solo. So if you had more health here, like from before, you could have done this without even having Lilia. It's good that Lilia got the assist, you know, more team gold overall. So, instead of instantly using your spin over the wall, or spin here, walk forward more, make him waste his jump, and then spin. And then you can actually clear more distance from him. I don't know if you get away from that anyways. He has Yomu's and his ulti. It's a bad spot. Let's see. I fast forward more. I mean, you can't really kill Vayne. She has Ghost. You don't. I mean, you do have Flash, but you have no ults. You keep pathing against Vayne. You and him should swap. It's just a smart thing to do. Bro, this Vayne is so bad. The fact that you killed her. So she has Ghost. Oh, man. So, she could have just kept autoing you, by the way. She used her Q into you before you even spun on her, so that you were able to save your spin. If she saved her Q for when you spun on her, you never touch her, because she has Ghost. But yeah, she fucked up. You take advantage. Hey, we take those. As you know, Vayne top, bad play. Honestly, a lot of Vayne tops are bad players, so that's why they play Vayne top. They play Vayne top and they don't climb. All right, got this.
Red team's turret has been destroyed. Red team's turret has been destroyed.
So, here's the thing. One, we see that Rift Herald is being taken about 2 seconds before she walks in the bush. So we see Rift Herald's been taken before she walks in the bush. Like, we see it right here, right now, this second. Abandon this play. One, you're starting this out with no Fury. And two, we got to keep track of, you know, cooldowns, right? You have no flash, she has flash. Okay, I think the Kha'Zix is blind. Alright! Yo, UNE is something else, huh? Bro, this guy could have walked up and just murdered you. Alright. Oh shit, the Zen kills him. Oh my god. Alright, I'm not gonna lie, you've been bailed out a couple times by poor play from the team. We take those. Alright, let's see what you do with it.
Shut down.
So we got pretty far behind early, then we caught up with play for Lilia.
A summoner has
Couple good looks from yourself where you're punishing basically their mistakes. Stop pathing into Vayne. Let the Zed, like the Zed literally walks up and one-shots Vayne. Go mid, like match the Katarina. You don't have to match your lane opponent, especially in the mid game. Choose the better matchup for yourself that you can apply more pressure and farm better against. Because even though you're killing Vayne, you're still down like probably 50 farm from where you could be at 17. You could have 170 farm. But, you know, Vayne does a pretty good job pressuring you, and you have to, like, go all in and, you know, risk, you know, getting outplayed from Vayne's movement. Like, Vayne does counter you. So definitely play for that. This Vayne, bro. It says one cocky motherfucker. Oh, he actually got away with it, too. Oh, my God. So, she has Ghost, and you didn't have either some. Let's see how you could have played it better. So, one, your ulti was, like, super early. Like, insanely early. Like, she's got 3 more auto attacks before, like, maybe 2 with her Q, right? Before she gets you. So your ulti is like... You Q'd before your ulti was done, by the way. Save your Q for when your ulti is over. So you ultied super early and then you Q'd early, too. You want to tank as much with your ulti as possible. That plus you went ahead of your jungler, so the jungler wasn't in position to deal damage, and you took like 3 autos from Vayne and her E before you even the Lily even catch up. So stay with your jungler in that one. All right, so this game is very back and forth.
Executed.
Okay, so the Vayne has Rage Blade. You don't want to fight Vayne when she's got her Rage Blade stacked up. So, same with like Fan Dancer or any of those items. Like, you want to fight her at the beginning of a new wave when she's got 0 stacks, and then you want to go in. Second of all, you're going in 1v1 against her, and you are literally hugging the wall as hard as possible. You literally couldn't be any closer to this wall. I'm not sure why you're playing like this. Instead of staying in the center of the lane, where she can't E you and stun you. Because you're making this as easy as possible for Vayne to hit this. You know, this Vayne player continues to impress me with how bad she's playing. So again, she ulted and Q'd before you spun on her. If you're against a better Vayne player, bro, this is so troll. Also, instead of running away during your ulti, she's sitting there and fighting you. I mean, hey man, if this is how Vayne players always play your elo, you don't have to worry about this matchup. Holy shit. Also, she's building into Terminus. She could build Randuins against you. She could have this, and build Randuins, and then you never kill her. She could be making this infinitely harder on you, man. As you get higher and higher elo, man, as you climb, you're going to go against Vayne players who eventually grow a brain, and it's going to be crazy bad for you. But hey, here we go. Alright, so you have no ult, and you're forcing mid. Never do this. Go side, go take Krugs, build up Fury. Then you can probably go bot side here, since the Vayne showed top side on this wave. You don't want to match the Vayne. So go Krugs. Go push out bottom. You're going to match the Katarina, or, I mean, you literally beat everyone on their team except for Vayne. 1v1. Maybe Kha'Zix will be hard 1v1 too, but usually a jungler won't hold you. They'll be ganking you with someone else. So you're walking out like, gotta be careful here, man. Fed Katarina, you don't have ult. So the reason I don't like you going mid here is because you could be pressuring bottom since no one was there. But instead you're just like covering a wave mid. It's a little bit of a weak play. You always want to be trying to get in a position to pressure something.
Killing spree. Been destroyed.
So, let's take a look at this last minute. So you walk at a base, and you're going to go push out bottom, and then you randomly decided, oh hey, let's go mid. Let's talk about why this is bad. So you could be getting gold and experience from this wave and the next wave that's going to meet up with you right here, and you can force somebody to come at you. The Vayne is topside. So you can force Vayne to move from pressuring top to going down to pressure you, and while she's in rotation, pushing this out, backing, and then resetting to go cover you, that's when you can go look and group with your team. Going to group with your team first means that Vayne doesn't have to stop pressuring top. She can keep going. Second, You're losing out on golden experience from here. The Zed should match the Vayne pushing top. And you can communicate this with them. But like, you took red buff, and then you shared a mid wave, and then that's what you've done for the past minute. And now we're gonna have a forced team fight where you're fighting against Bard, Frozen Heart.
Shut down.
You got a kill. Good W slow. This is rough. Gotta force more on the split. You gotta split. Like, split should be first priority. Preferably splitting against somebody you can beat. And then, like, say if Vayne goes and covers you, that's when you can move. Force the Vayne to come to you and then move away. That way you can actually get some pressure on their team. Because fighting as Vayne, it's... Even with this Vayne as playing as terrible as she is, she can still be, looking like Faker against you because she could, she has Ghost. She has her her Q that makes her go invisible during her ult. And she can just kite you like another, and she's got 3 damage items. She hurts.
Shut down.
Alright, let's look where you go from here.
Slain Baron Nashor. Red team double kill.
So, from base, you go and you take this wave mid. So you see Ezreal top and Dragon's coming up soon. You don't have ult, you don't have sums. So this is a pretty tricky spot. Here's what I would do. I would go take Raptors. I would see who covers the mid lane. So here is just Bard, literally covering mid. I would take Raptors, see that, and then I would go right back mid, push another wave mid, then our ult will almost be back up. And then maybe we can look for Dragon, or we can wait for Zed to push out top. From mid, we can go and kill whoever Zed is playing against, or we can go towards Dragon at that point. This is a tricky spot because there's no good wave for you to go get, and you don't want to be doing nothing. So to get the mid wave that you got there, take Raptors, and then take a look at the situation from there. So here, no one's covering mid. You could be shoving this out. But like, fighting against like a Fed Katarina, Kha'Zix, no ulti, no sums, you're wasting time. Anytime you're doing like this, anytime where you have segments, where you're not getting gold and experience, you're wasting time, and that's why you're not getting as big of leads in these games like you should. So this is like a full minute now. You just did a full lap from here and not gotten any gold or any experience. And then you end up dying. So this is like you're dead for 53 seconds. You're about to go about 2.5 minutes without getting any gold or experience. These are the plays that are going to lose you elo. These are the plays that make you feel useless. And by the way, Vayne finally got her rando in. She built it 4th instead of 2nd or 3rd. At this point in the game, like, Tryndamere gets outscaled, you have to pressure to get early leads. Abusing cooldowns from, Vayne top of the E cooldown, Kha'Zix, Flash and R being down mid. Wow, that dragon sound is so loud on the replay.
Blue team's inhibitor has been destroyed.
Let's see. Let's skip forward. This is the first time I've seen you push the side lane for the past 10 minutes, by the way. For 10 minutes straight, you were running around here like a chicken with his head cut off. Vayne's top. You can pressure. You can beat anyone 1v1. You have wards, right? Yeah, just go and ward this. And be careful of Bard. So right now, you see Bard run away. Your team is literally 4-manning the Vayne and getting a pick here. Let them get the pick and then get themselves on the map. You can stay back here until your team gets this pick, and then you walk up. You walked up while your team was showing on the map all top. So right here, your team's going for this play, topside. Look at where your team's at. Look at your vision. This is your vision right now. No vision on anybody from their team on the map. And your team is all topside here. Your team is not pressuring any objectives whatsoever. They're going for a pick on Vayne. So if you go here, guess what they can do? They can do the exact same thing that your team is doing to this Vayne and kill you for free. Vayne is making a mistake by being out this front. Now, she's trying to outplay it by going 1v4 and getting a kill, and she actually does. And gets a kill on the Vayne, or on the Zed, which is like, that's a big play from her. And then if you die, which you end up dying, because you walk up here before your team has pressure, you gotta wait until your team... So imagine a line from your wave across the map like this. If your team is not pressuring at or past that line and you're pressuring, that means the enemy team can come after you and your team won't be able to get anything back. Minus if your team is at like Baron or something, right? Which Baron is even spawned. So you're just inting here.
Shut down.
And then eventually, I think they get Baron in it. Yeah, they get Dragon, that's their soul, and they get Baron. And then, yeah, you're against Tank Vayne at this point. Yeah, the game's over. Alright, so here are things you need to work on. Early wave management. Trade, burn Ghost early to get big trades or to fix your wave to make sure that you get good crash, that way you don't get pressured and don't get your wave in a bad spot. 2, you really need to keep track of cooldowns, and when their cooldowns are down, abuse them. Like, if you don't do that, it's going to be very hard for you to climb, and you're basically flipping. Whether you win, or at least you're flipping a coin. Number 3, your macro. You need to be getting gold and experience, forcing pressure into you, and then either diving and beating that person 1v1, or rotating and getting camps, warding, or even like flanking mid or something. Or flanking for a dragon fight. Number 4, like, you don't have to match against the Vayne. You actually have Zed, who does pretty well against Vayne, up until she built Randuin's in Terminus, where she gets a bunch of armor, right? Up until then, Zed was one-shotting her. Let him one-shot her. Move to the Katarina. You can beat Katarina up pretty hard. Number 5, the line. You know, keep track of where your team is pressuring and where the enemy team is on the map. Because if you don't know where they're at and your team is not pressuring and you walk up this far, you're trolling. Those are like the 5 big things I got from this replay. Obviously, I went over a bunch of mechanical stuff and like how to abuse cooldowns, where you should position throughout the replay. Go back and rewatch it if need be. But those are the 5 things I want you to work on. for this coaching. I wish you the best of luck. I hope this helps you out a bunch, and have a wonderful rest of your night.